love painting outside.
It's the best job in the world. There are days that I look around and go, God, I can't believe I do this for a living. Are you kidding me?
There's just something about being out in nature, and I think I get closer to my spirit when I'm out here.
Every time I'm here and you smell it and you hear it and see it, there's a connection there. When you're not here, you miss it terribly.
They call themselves the Chestnut Group.
And the sky today is beautiful with the clouds, and they're actually in the river.
Choosing to paint in the open air.
The light changes really quickly. The clouds and the wind changes the river.
Where artistic vision becomes a moving target.
We try to take a snapshot in your mind and get the idea down.
And then translate that to a two-dimensional surface.
I really like to paint fast. It's called alla prima, which means direct. I don't like to really go back into my paintings. I like them to be fresh and spontaneous.
And meaningful. These are painters with a purpose, sharing their time and talent to help protect and preserve wild places in Tennessee. Today, the object of their art is the Duck River.
Duck River doesn't give up her paintings very easily. To find spots to see the river can be difficult. There's little pockets and windows here and there, but to truly see the river and get it in all its angles and moods, it's really nice to be on the river.
A lot of Kevin's time on the Duck has been spent here at Toddy's Bend with his good friend Doyle Toddy. This land along the river has been a part of Doyle's life since before he was born, given to his forefathers for their service in the Revolutionary War and passed down through generations of family.
This little bend of the river is home to me. I have many good childhood memories here. It's a nice, simple time, a lot of fun, fishing, hunting, and just a nice, relaxing way to spend a summer, you know, out of school as a kid growing up along the river.
Like Doyle and his family, for many people in Tennessee, rivers were life, a source of food, drinking water, irrigation for crops, recreation, transportation, and commerce. Cities and towns and homes sprang up along riverbanks across the state, including the Duck. But as technology changed, so did the river's importance. Riverboats gave way to railroads, and then came automobiles and interstates. Over time, the relationship between people and the river eroded. Now most folks who live near the Duck aren't really connected to it, even though it gives most of them water to drink. That's why groups like the Nature Conservancy are working to develop areas like the Duck River Walk here in Columbia, hoping to reconnect people to the river.
I always see people stopping and reading the signs or just stopping and looking at the river. The more we can connect people to it and sort of get them to make that connection in their mind that when they turn on their faucet in the morning to make a pot of coffee, it's a river that's coming out of the Duck. I think that's a really great way to make people care a little bit more.
Like raindrops gathered into a flowing stream, each brushstroke here is part of a larger image. Magical moments blended together on the canvas of conservation.
You have to stop and think about it. Duck River is unique in many different ways. You just got to slow down and try to touch it.
It's easy to sort of blast through life and take care of all the day-to-day things that we have on our plates and not take the time to sort of stop and appreciate the real beauty that's all around us. And I think that's one of the great things that the Chestnut Group does, is they sort of capture that beauty and share it with the rest of us.
Money raised from the sale of these paintings will be donated to the Nature Conservancy and will go directly to the Duck River. But more than the money, each painting is a portal to a place and time along the river for anyone who looks through.
It means a lot to me to share my paintings with them. I hope that somehow the painting will help someone else connect with the river, to show the importance and remind them of the environmental issues.
The biggest issue facing the Duck today is sedimentation, soil that flows into the stream and muddies its waters, usually caused by a loss of vegetation along the stream banks. There are also concerns about the amount of water being taken out of the river.
At some point there'll be a limit on the amount of water that can be taken from the river in terms of the domestic and industrial demand.
It's unique. If we break it, it's gone. You can't buy it, you can't build it A lot of people I know, when I mention the Duck River, they've never seen it, they've never been on it, no exposure to it. And I think if we can expose people to it, they will develop the appreciation that I and everybody else in this area has for it. We don't want to lose it.
Because if we lose the duck, we lose more than just a river. As the Chestnut Group painters and Doyle and his family have come to know, what we really lose is part of ourselves.
It is a gift from God. It is home to things that really don't occur anywhere else in the world. It is something that we just have to take care of.
We need to protect Duck River as a resource to make sure that we preserve it for the generations that come, for their families, for the kids.
I'm Ken Tucker on Tennessee's Wild Side.